liberal, progressive, deranged.
This is such bullshit! I've never been so pissed in my whole life! And this murder Charlie Kirk right here in Utah! I'm so freaking pissed right now! This is
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share why people are reacting to the passing of Charlie Kirk. You know, on my previous video, I staged a video of Black Americans reacting, but on this particular run, I decided to put up some stitches from, white Americans reacting and what they all have to say about it. Some of them actually talked about how the, left are to be held responsible. Why some was like they actually felt that he spoke what really happened into existence. Like there has been so many commentaries flying all over the social platforms, which I was able to put up right about now. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and let's
This is such bullshit! I've never been so pissed in my whole life! And this murder Charlie Kirk right here in Utah! I'm so freaking pissed right now! This is bullshit! I just saw blood squirting out of his neck! I love that guy! He would have been our next president! I am so pissed right now! Why do they always come with fucking violence? Gosh damn it! Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people! Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving down a Provo right now! I'm so pissed! Damn it!
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view? Good that people are dying in America?
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended, so.
Maybe it's because I come from a place with consequences, but I ain't shocked by the Charlie Kirk shit at all. Where I'm from, right or wrong, if you do things that negatively impact other people's lives, there's a chance that could cost you your life. Like, say you put hands on your old lady. She goes back to her parents' house, beaten and bloody, and then her little brother sees it, decides he's had enough. He goes over to that house and he puts 3 in your chest. Ultimately, he's dead because the little brother decided to pull the trigger, but we're gonna act like the hillbilly didn't have no part to play in that? Or maybe it's because I'm on the side that has historically had all of the consequences heaped upon them. Like, we're the ones who always get assassinated. Harry T. Moore, Medgar Evers, Huey Long, Harvey Milk, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, the list goes on. None of them wanted to die. And to be sure, they died because someone came and pulled the trigger. They didn't make that decision. But we're going to act like that decision wasn't visited upon them because they decided to challenge the status quo, because they decided to negatively impact the ruling class? Now I've got a situation where I have an individual who has spent the last decade trying to strip the humanity away from everybody that he deemed lesser, out here impacting the lives of thousands, if not millions of people negatively, and I'm supposed to pretend like there are going to be no consequences. Again, whenever you do the type of things that impact, you don't know how you're impacting people's lives. You have no idea what your words or how they will affect somebody. we recognize this as leftists. I understand there's going to be people who don't like the shit that I have to say. It's cops right now who would love to put me in a bag. I get that. I go do it anyway because I believe that what I'm talking is worth dying for. I hope that Charlie Kirk feels the same, because whenever you get out here and you do the type of things that impact people negatively, you need to expect that those people you negatively impact are going to come visit consequences upon you. For right or wrong, it doesn't matter. In my world, that's the reality, and you should expect that it's going to come whether it does or not. I expect my retribution to come for the ruling class. Charlie Kirk is going to have to look out for it from every minority group that he's ever demonized. Moral of the story is, if you're going to be out here trying to impact people's lives negatively, you better believe in what the fuck it is you're fighting for. As always, bro, I appreciate y'all taking the time. Much love. Y'all have a good one. From right or
I don't care who you are, whether you're on the left or on the right. The fact that and I'm just making fun of every fucking American on both the right and the left today. Seriously, you guys are fucking self-serving in your little speeches today. All of you. It actually really sheds light on your general illiteracy as a nation. Like, you're just so... Like, it's just, it's cringe. It's cringe. That's what it is. I'm sorry. It's fucking cringe. And I stitch with this guy because he's right. Some of us who seem like we're not respecting Charlie Kirk are actually respecting the forces that he toyed with. Okay? So let's actually fucking chill. I can't believe anything. You blah, 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 blah. You must be a fuck you. Okay, like every one of you is looking for an opportunity to make some boring fucking dumbass speech like that today or tomorrow. You're just all looking around, whether you're on the left or the right. You're all just looking personally, individually, millions of you, for that fucking opportunity to make the dumb, boring, self-serving speech that millions of others are making. It's just, well, I'm gonna make it too. And a lot of you on the right, I think, you're just trying to position yourself in the discourse to feel included. You're just trying to, like, get out there. And I think, and I'm going to say one thing about the left, is that they are being a bit more reticent about developing facts, whereas conservatives like, oh, I'll bet this and I'll bet that. And they're actually right now actively creating an ecosystem for bullshit to thrive in the next few days that they're going to need. They're going to need this bullshit, right? They're just laying down the manure right now with all their dumbass egotistical, look how smart I am. Look how fucking Ben Stone I am. I know what's going on. Whereas, I'm sorry, but on the left, we're a little less fucking egotistical than that. But again, straight across the board, Americans, like, you look like idiots right now, like for that reason, for that fucking reason. This guy's cool though. I liked him because, if you're talking about somebody's unaliving with ministers and members of the church, as I did today, and we are all low key, like, kind of like shaking our heads at his stupidity from a spiritual perspective, like absolutely fucking shaking our heads at his stupidity. So that's what a lot of us are actually doing. Okay? So how about you chill the fuck out, you egotistical fucking Yankees?
You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense, it's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. It is worth it to have gun deaths every year to preserve the Second Amendment. That is a direct quote from Charlie Kirk earlier this year. In case you haven't heard, he was shot earlier today. His condition is currently unknown. And my question is, where were all the good guys with guns? That's what people like him always advocate for. Good guys with guns can always beat the bad guys with guns. Where were all the good guys with guns? Why didn't they do something to prevent this? I wonder if this will be the sign for Republicans to take this kind of stuff seriously. I doubt it, but I will react the exact same way he reacts every time there's a school shooting. I will offer thoughts and prayers, and nothing else.
Let me make one thing clear. No child deserves to live the rest of their life knowing that their father was killed in broad daylight doing his job, that there are videos circulating the internet of it. People are praising the person who did this. I'm a raging liberal, raging fucking liberal. Charlie Kirk, in my honest opinion, is not a great person. Is, whatever you want to say. But he didn't deserve that. His children and his wife didn't deserve that. All the students and the young people that were there that had to witness this, they didn't deserve that. No one does. No one deserved this. And that's the problem, is that we have gotten so far past the plot, we've fucking lost the direction of all of this. Right, left, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, doesn't fucking matter which way you spin it or if you're anywhere in between or outside of it. Humanity is humanity. And we have to reassess that. It's not about allocating funds. It's not about who gets military protection. It's about humanity, and we've lost the fucking point.
There's something a little bit.
Let me make one thing clear. No child deserves to live the rest of their life knowing that their father was killed in broad daylight doing.
Hey there. So a lot of people who have never condemned an ongoing genocide are condemning political violence today. Political violence has no place in our country. Okay, so let's then abolish ICE, abolish DHS. I'm sure you've guessed that I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. You know, the guy that said, unfortunately, gun violence is worth it so that we can keep our Second Amendment. And I directly quote, I think it's worth to have the cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. He spread so much violence with his words. And also, you know you're a terrible human being if Ben Gvir and Netanyahu are devastated that you died. All over the internet today, people are talking about how his death was so graphic, so violent, full of terror. Yet, for the last 2 years, Palestinians in Gaza have been experiencing horror, where bodies are torn apart, hanging from buildings, but him being shot is too graphic. Charlie was a person who glorified violence and celebrated hatred. He used his platforms for division and fear.
In loving memory of Charlie Kirk, I want to read you some of my favorite quotes from him, because I think that these are the quotes that most exemplify who he was when he was living his 31 years on this earth. As a reminder, Charlie Kirk was shot through the neck while he was at an event that he was holding at Utah Valley University. And the point of that event was to try and make other people believe that they had no brain cells, that they did not have Charlie Kirk's worldview. And his worldview was one which suggested that if you were a woman, if you were a minority in America, if you were anything other than a white Christian man, you better be fucking thanking your lucky stars every day that you got to wake up in anything other than toil and misery. Let's proceed with the quotes. Quote number 1. I think, quote, empathy is a new age term that causes a lot of damage. Quote number 2. Buy weapons. I keep on saying that. Buy weapons. Buy ammo. If you go into a public place, bring a gun with you. And now, my favorite quote from him. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. But I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. Isn't that crazy how all of those quotes came from that man? And that his last words were gang violence? The monkey's paw knows how to do one thing.
When conservatives die, they leave no discernible legacy behind that can be pointed to that improved anyone's life at all. When's the last time you thought of Rush Limbaugh? When's the last time you thought of Jerry Falwell? These men were titans of their time. They spewed hate into the world relentlessly. The last thing Charlie Kirk said on earth was gang violence. He was stoking racial hatred. If you look at what he tweeted in the last 24 hours, it's all about trying to get people to hate black people. Right? This is what he spent his time on earth doing. And he will be forgotten immediately. Especially because he linked up with people on earth like Donald Trump, who use people, who don't think of people as anything but tools to advance his own agenda. He made a lot of money. He was a huge grifter, and his legacy will flow into the earth and be absorbed, and nothing will be left of him. That's what it means to be a conservative, what it means to be reactionary. You contribute nothing to the world. No one's going to read him. No one's going to quote him. He'll be gone.
Let me be very clear. What happened to Charlie is not okay, and nobody deserves that. That said, he did say this. That was in 2023. That was after Sandy Hook and Uvalde and the Pulse nightclub in Las Vegas. So what happened to Charlie is a product of the system he advocated for. That's it.
If there is any person who looks at that video of Charlie Kirk getting unalived at his rally and looks at it and doesn't see a 31-year-old man who is leaving behind 2 children and a wife, who doesn't feel any sort of empathy towards him getting unalived, and actually has the thought process of, well, he deserved it, you need serious psychiatric help. The only thing that man did was exercise his freedom of speech respectfully and politely. This isn't about left versus right. This isn't about what side you're on. This is about being a good person. I can't. I actually physically, emotionally, spiritually do not understand the people that are on the internet. Like, please go seek help.
As a leftist, I think that you can absolutely be happy and relieved that Charlie Kirk no longer has a platform to share his horrible, hateful, dangerous rhetoric anymore, while also recognizing that another person just died on an American college campus due to gun violence. Unlike Charlie Kirk himself, I do not believe that gun deaths have to happen. I do not believe that it is a price that the American public has to pay, and I do believe we can live in America without that sort of gun violence. No one, even political enemies, should have to die horribly gruesome deaths because of gun violence in America. It is preventable, and I don't think that gun violence that leads to death of people, no matter who it is, should be celebrated. But I also believe that you can celebrate and you can be happy that someone who actively harms people no longer has a platform to do that. And I am not trying to criticize your morality surrounding the ideas of, oh, you shouldn't wish death upon people, even if they're horrible, hateful people or whatever. I am not making any commentary on that right now. What I am saying specifically has to do with gun violence itself, especially gun violence in America. I think that you can absolutely be happy that you are no longer going to see new videos of Charlie Kirk saying the most horrific things about, people like you or people you love, or advocating to take away your rights, or, dismissing really horrible, tragic events. But I believe that you can do that while also recognizing that the gun violence that led to him no longer having a platform, is still terrible and still should not happen to anyone in America or anywhere in the world, regardless of how moral the victims of shootings are.
Charlie Kirk being murdered, not just in front of a huge crowd of people, but in front of his wife and 2 children. Irina Zarutska being brutally murdered on the light rail in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Colorado school shooting that happened today. And tomorrow is 9/11. I am honestly afraid of what is to come. And regardless of your political beliefs, because let me make this very clear, I did not agree with this man right here, but he did not deserve to die because of his political beliefs. You can hate his opinion. Heck, you can even hate him for his opinion. His poor wife and children do not deserve this. The fact that nowadays, if you don't agree with someone's opinion, and someone goes ahead and unalives the other person, and some people are celebrating, That shouldn't be okay. That's not humane, and it honestly is just really scary to see. The fact that right after Irina Zarutska was brutally murdered, people set up a GoFundMe for her murderer. I'm really wondering, like, what is wrong with people? How about the fact that no one went and tried to help her for 2 minutes? She was bleeding out for 2 minutes. The fact that there was a school shooting in Colorado today and I didn't even hear about it, honestly. I just saw comments about it and decided to look it up because what school shootings here are just so normalized now. Happens every week. One child is in stable condition after being injured, another is in critical condition after being injured, and the suspect is dead. School shootings are not normal. Sadly, they've become a regular occurrence in America, but other countries, it's not a thing. I just feel like it's been a very heavy day. That's kind of why, like, after this morning, there were things I was going to report on, but I just didn't feel right doing it, honestly, because it just seemed like they really didn't seem to really matter with the way our world is right now. Like I said, I don't agree with his opinions. I don't like his opinions, but he did not deserve to die. My heart goes out to his wife, his children, his family, to anyone that was there and actually witnessed it in person, because just watching that video was traumatizing enough. I could not imagine being there in person. And honestly, I've been nonstop thinking about Irina Zarutska. Like, this has just broken my heart. I already said that in my previous video. Like, I just can't get it out of my head. My heart goes out to all the children at Evergreen High School, to all the victims. It honestly feels like our country is actually doomed, and it is very scary, and I am just praying for everyone.
Lovelies, with this whole situation all over the place, all over the social platforms, there is one thing I've just learned from every other thing that is happening right about now. What I learned is that I think when you're living, you really need to learn to live a good life. Learn to actually have an impact. Watch what you do. Watch, people are watching. People are seeing. People are, oh my goodness. The thing is that I have been, sometimes I stitch this man's video. Sometimes I was like, oh my god. There was a time I even stopped stitching his video because sometimes I really do not agree. But sometimes I was like, okay, he's just doing what he knows. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong from having your own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, you know. But it's just that the way at which it all went down, the way he was going about it, like, it's also not even justifiable to unalive someone because you don't agree with them. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to take what you can't give. But then again, look at how he's being remembered. Look at the way at which all of the things that he has been saying, he has said, not being compassionate or using the amendment, using, like, it was just all over the place. What does that tell you? That tells you that sometimes our tongue, we really need to watch our tongue. You know, sometimes I just say something, I just go down and pray to God, God please forgive me, or I'll just have to reverse it. I have seen some clips of his where he's talking about compassion and not being compassionate and all of that. He's talking about, there are some things that which he said at which I don't even agree with. But just look at what is going on right now. Some people don't even care. Some people are like, okay, we just have to do what he has been preaching to do. Like, people really, really, really need to live. Like, people need to watch themselves. And another thing is that there is this energy all over the place right now. There's this energy in the world right about now. Seriously, lovelies. There is this energy of nobody cares. I'll do whatever I want. I'll say whatever I say. If somebody should be unalive, everybody should just move on so fast. No compassionate, no any this thing. And the way people just keep saying things that might just turn around to haunt them. So many people are just building up all of those stitches. Like when they say internet never forgets, seriously, lovelies, internet does never ever forget. I was so shocked to start seeing stitches of his. I think I'm just gonna put up some of where he was like, what you have to say about this. And people are now using it as, oh, this is what he said. So let's just do as he said. Is this the kind of world that we live in right now? Is it the kind of world that we live in? Like, seriously, he is not the only person that been all alive and things like this are just speculated all over the place. What you have said, which I don't even agree with. But that does not even justify the fact. So many people are also of the impression that maybe it might be a political, he's getting on the live was, depend on like it all piles down to politics. Or there's something that they are cooking. Some people still do not even believe it. People claim that it's all an AI kind of thing, or it's just a plant thing. Like it's still not clear for the fact that Orange Man has tweeted it first. Wait, even like Orange Man tweeted it first before it's it was so fast. Like seriously, at the end of the day, good deeds pays. Being compassion pays. I just feel so bad for the kids because they will grow up and see some stitches, you know, and how people reacted to their father person. You know, when we as adults do things, we really need to start thinking about our generation we're going to leave behind. We need to start thinking about the generation. When we want to do things, we need to do things that, oh, how is it gonna impact my generation? How is it gonna affect my generation? We should actually do things that will impact our generation positively, no matter what. You know, like anyway, lovelies. Wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. It's actually a very like the internet is just all over the place with the commentaries reacting, everybody with their own opinion, the way at which they want to like react to it. It's just giving all mixed feelings all over the place. But the thing is that at the end of the day, we should all be careful. We should we shouldn't have a right to unalive someone whom we are unable to create. You can't take away what you can't create. God is the only person that has the final say. Anyway, lovelies, leave me your own thought. Subscribe if you're here to do that. Like, share this video to create awareness. And I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.
Do not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts, subscribe, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.